We all know about the Nintendo Direct that just came recently and capped things off with a brand new 2D Mario title, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I would love to talk about this upcoming title. I have a lot to discuss regarding Super Mario Bros. Wonder. But it all comes from a guy who is genuinely excited about a new 2D Mario game because of how it looks. And for those who know me, I'm more of a 3D Mario guy. I love 2D Mario quite a bit. I love Mario World, New Super Mario Bros. DS and Wii, but Mario at his most interesting or fun for me is either between the RPGs or usually the 3D games. They go crazier with the level design, the mechanics, the gimmicks, sometimes the story, the locations, new enemies, new bosses, new characters and NPCs, and they go weird. They go creative, stylistic, thematic, but also weird. 2D Mario never does that. They keep the core design philosophies from the original Mario games there. They're objectively good games, basically all the time. They're fun platformers, but there's a reason why people groan or make fun of the 2D Mario series pretty often the past few console generations, particularly the new Super Mario Bros. Games. Stylistically and visually, all four games are exactly the same. The characters, bosses, and enemies are essentially exactly the same. DS's bosses are different and U has a few different bosses, but the general experience and beats are exactly the same, at least from Wii. The world themes and level themes are exactly the same. Grassy plains, desert, snow, beach, jungle, etc. And every level in those worlds are differentiated or expanded upon to 0 degrees, minus the special worlds in New Soup 2. No sunset or night levels, no autumn stages, no specific thematic twists with a Christmas town or other idea for Snow World or Beach World and whatnot. There was that one painted Van Gogh level in New Soup U people love to point to, but there are literally only 2 levels like that in that game only. Same exact story, same exact level mechanics and power-ups, only a small handful of power-ups added and subtracted in each game is usually the main draw for these games. For 2D Mario for the longest time, same models, same animations, same voice clips, and even the music especially, the exact same music from the Wii 1. Recycled over and over. It's a good Mario sound score, but 3 Mario games in a row using that score, 5 if you add the Maker games. Even when the levels themselves are different, they don't have the same fundamental level design. The structure, style, mechanics, bosses for the most part, level and world themes, and music are exactly the same. It's like how Sonic fans disliked Sonic recycling Green Hill Zone over and over as one of the main landmarks the past several Sonic games on a multi-layered scale. 2D Mario, New Super Mario Bros. In particular, is the epitome of stale, overdone formulas that people wanted to shake up to so bad. Super Mario Maker at least gave people room to work with and create billions of objective custom levels with thousands of tools across several styles, but between Mario's 1, 3, World, and New Soup U being used in both Mario Maker 1 and those plus 3D World and Mario Maker 2, not only did that make more people even used to the original style of 2D Mario for an even longer time, it highlighted for an even longer period of time how 2D Mario isn't pushing the bar in any traditional way. Thankfully, Mario Maker is in the direction 2D Mario is going in. If we keep Mario Maker as its own separate branch for 2D Mario, that'd be good and fine. But the one thing a new traditional 2D Mario game had to do was not play into the standards of 2D Mario. It desperately had to break away from the sterile, formulaic, sanitized structure 2D Mario was following for over 17 years and deliver something significant 2D Mario hasn't done in a long time. And bless Starhaven, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is actually delivering on those fronts. This is the first time I've been excited for a 2D Mario since New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and I genuinely believe this is the most innovative 2D Mario since Super Mario World. Some are saying Mario Land 2, I'd probably agree if I played it. Eventually I will. I have Mario World to compare for now. I am loving everything Super Mario Bros. Wonder is doing. The Wonder Flower, Wonder Seed, and Wonder Effects, the varying level themes, even when they match the specific world theme at its core, all the playable characters, the elephant power-up, all the different animal enemies, the art style, a combo system, voice acting, new NPCs and characters like this. This is a proper evolution of the 2D Mario formula. More than just the new SMB games too. The art style is fantastic. It's not a massive departure from the new SMB style, but you can tell it's trying its own visual style on 2D Mario. It's going for a more 2D style, despite its graphics and models are 3D. The colors are much more vibrant and distinct to a specific look than just brighter 3D graphics each new SMB game tried to do. You look at the sky, the character models, expressions, grass, platforms, and backgrounds and such, and you can tell it's a new, different art style. The best way I describe it is if New Soup style met Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. It's vivid, stylistic, distinct, punchy. The game looks fantastic. It's a gorgeous look for 2D Mario, but the animations especially as well. This is the most alive Mario's ever looked in any 2D anything. Everyone does. Peach, Luigi, Yoshi, Daisy, and whatnot, but Mario's got like this little sunburst behind him when he powers up. He's animated during it. The way he emotes when he goes through pipes, when he runs, jumps, crouches. So much charm and personality than everything the new Super Mario Bros. Games pumped out in one package combined. Even just from a single animation of Mario, whether him going in and out of the pipe, or even just him powering up from a mushroom. This is the most expressive and most charming 2D Mario has ever looked. Everyone's adorable, and this feels like the 2D art style, like the stickers from Mario Party Superstars, or the icons and stamps from Mario 3D World. That art style translated extremely well into 3D. The art style is gorgeous, the animations are super charismatic and amazing, and between that and the mechanics and ideas on display, this not only feels like a proper evolution of the new series of 2D Mario, but also the original 2D style of Mario. Like the original trilogy and Mario World. The running and jumping animations and Yoshi's design speak to that. Yoshi looking closer to his original design, and the characters running with their arms out as well as their jump, just like in Mario 3 and Mario World. But it captures exactly what Mario is like and about, even in the modern landscape, in a 2D game, far more than the last several 2D games we got. I love how the game's called Wonder, too. It's a subtitle, but also a noun to describe awe or fascination, ignoring the verb a bit. Wonder. Wonder. When I think of Mario, I think wild. I think cartoony, illogical, wacky, creative. That's exactly what the 3D games and RPGs do. Mario's supposed to fill you with literal wonder whenever you play his games. Mario's appeal is the wacky and weird illogical logic his games embrace, and that's what makes Super Mario Bros. Wonder so attractive. It's different, it's wacky, it's weird. Again, it's been decades since the last 2D Mario was weird and wacky. I love weird, and I love Mario getting weird and wacky. The fact this game looks and feels different, just different from the last several 2D Marios, is such a huge step for this subgenre of Mario. Subgenre that Mario has 12 genres, not subgenre that he's niche, far from it. I got comments about subgenre in the last video talking about Mario RPG and wanted to clarify. He can turn into an elephant with one of the new power-ups. That's funny. It's funny, but it's also weird, off-putting weird, good weird, off-putting weird too. Some of its weirdness is attributed to all the other animal power-ups putting Mario in a suit. The frog suit, Tanuki's suit, Cat's suit. This one just turns Mario into a legitimate elephant with his clothes on. That's a little off-putting. It's still funny though. He could plow through Goombas easily. I wonder if he could destroy bricks and other objects in his path too. Maybe his jump is nerfed for being a heavy elephant. We'll have to see, but it looks like a fun power-up. The background plants talk as well. There are these giant round purple hippos and the dinosaurs from Mario World stampeding in another level. These purple Koopa Troopas on roller skates. A Wiggler later on even has roller skates. There are these grind rails or speed rails Mario and the others can latch onto, if not stand on, to run or go automatically. Some levels even do the Donkey Kong thing that have the level design in the background of the level, or make certain levels a silhouette style. That's a thing that is fun, cool, and creative in Donkey Kong. It's about time Mario did it himself. The music blocks let you jump up high without needing to time a jump. This new spike ball power. You have to collect these flower themed purple coins instead of star coins. Just a lot of really fun stuff on display as far as mechanics and power-ups go. But the biggest one, obviously, the Wonder Flower. This is a really good mechanic. It provides wonder effects, which can give you a new form or power. It can make you lanky. It can affect and change enemies and bosses. It can even change the level design. There are new elements and ideas on display without the Wonder Flower, but even with that, the Wonder Flower adds this extra layer of wackiness, because before going into any level we haven't seen, the Wonder Flower could basically do anything. It might even do more than what we've seen already. It could flip enemies and levels upside down. What if it gave Mario the ability to fly in certain levels, pass through objects or terrain? It can already raise and lower pipes everywhere in that one level the first time we see it. There's that one part with the stampeding dinos and they knock the flagpole off and make the level keep going instead. Changing the levels, the enemies, the objectives, the backgrounds and whatnot immediately is going to make this game more memorable and more creative. It might even add more replayability just to see how levels operate with and without the Wonder Flower. There are numerous ways they can use this Wonder Flower in any sort of gameplay scenario. The possibilities basically are limitless with this flower from a level designer perspective, and that's exactly the kind of creativity 2D Mario needed in such a long time. It basically makes almost every level either an LSD trip or a roller coaster, because anything can happen and you don't know what to expect. It subverts expectations on another level than just changing the enemies or specific level gimmicks. Imagine how sick this would be in a 3D game. And one of your main goals is to seek out Wonder Seeds as well, which can nullify the effects of a Wonder Flower. But it calls to question, what else do they do if one of the main objectives is finding them as well? You get one clearing levels at least, but the game makes it a point to treat it like Star Coins too. You're gonna find out more details on that. I'm assuming the Wonder Seeds are gonna function like the green stars, like in Mario 3D World. I'm gonna bring this up later. But the Wonder Flower looks like a fantastic mechanic for the overall game that makes it very wild and mystical while also affecting the gameplay and level design. It's also funny, this is the game that drops the new title, which that alone makes it partially exciting because Nintendo knows how much people were sick of the new subtitle, not just the overall style of 2D Mario. I also wonder if these purple coins contribute to anything as well. You could probably buy power-ups with it, but if something else, I'd like to know, because it's a separate set of currency that 2D Mario never ever dabbled in. 3D Mario has you collect extra stuff outside coins. Blue coins, star bits, purple coins. 2D Mario never made you do that. Star coins were the only other type of side collectible in the new Soup games, ignoring Dragon coins from Mario World, but mainly to either unlock Toad houses, late game levels, or just as the only extra branch of exploration. The purple coins are also counted in decimals too. Mario can have 10 purple coins or 10.1, 10.5, 10.7, etc. That makes me think the purple coins are going to have more of a purpose or incentive than just the standard collectible, even if it's slight. Between these flower purple coins, the Wonder Seed, and the Wonder Flower, this game might have a larger emphasis on exploration and level design 2D Mario has yet to see. And there is a large emphasis on flowers as well, since the first level is titled Welcome to the Flower Kingdom, and a lot of foliage in the first world basically is flowers. There are talking flowers, you're looking for seeds, the purple coins look like flowers, Daisy's here, like flowers are a pretty consistent theme in this game. Also, Daisy is playable! Daisy! In a mainline Mario game for the first time ever, she broke out of spin-off jail, finally, when she should have broken out decades ago. It's about time we got Daisy playable in a main Mario game. And alongside her, Peach as well as Luigi, Toad, and even Yoshi as an actual playable character. Mario can mount Yoshi and ride him like before, but it looks like Yoshi can be fully controlled and multiple people can play multiple Yoshis as well, which is great. The roster of playable characters is very good for making Peach playable, more so for making Yoshi and multiple of them playable, and especially throwing Daisy in there. People wanted Daisy in a mainline Mario game for a long time. That is exciting. And since Peach isn't kidnapped, are they going to take this opportunity to give this game at least a little more of a story? At the end, when they beat the level, there's some acorn-looking Toad kind of looking guy. Literal new character. I don't even know what he's supposed to be based off of, but there are new characters. Bowser's using his airship to fly over, cause havoc. Bowser Jr. is one of the bosses that gets affected by the Wonder Flower and his dark form, which looks awesome. Please tell me there are different bosses. Please tell me there are going to be new bosses. I do not want to fight the Koopalings again. Bowser Jr. is fine. Bowser Jr. is awesome. I am so done with the Koopalings. The only thing I'm wanting out of Mario Bros. Wonder right now are different, unique, better designed bosses. Do not feed us the Koopalings for the 7th time, Nintendo. I am begging on my hands and knees. But maybe this could be, I don't know, Daisy's Kingdom, or she has some ties to it being flower themed. Hopefully, Maybe I'm not getting my hopes up, but they legit, no pun intended, sowed the seeds for something more. Not anything groundbreaking or huge, not even anything like half of the 3D Mario stories, but something more story-wise than essentially the story of Mario 3D World, since they're going from the Mushroom Kingdom to the Flower Kingdom, so there's some potential here. Which, speaking of, I'm a fan of how the map is taking cues from 3D World's map too. It's a 2D platformer, of course it's going to be linear, but in that pink cloud world, Mario and Toad are roaming around in this top-down 3D space, exactly like 3D World. For a 3D Mario game, even when 3D World's a fantastic game, something like that would have bugged me a little bit. Here though, a 2D game, it's perfect. It's not huge, but give a little more roam, a little more control to the player, make it a little less linear outside of the levels. I think it's a neat little touch, but I could take it a step further and assume level selection and progression is going to function exactly like in 3D World. I said the Wonder Seeds are probably going to function like the green stars, because you look at the world map when Luigi's on screen, you get a preview of a later level despite not beating the forest one yet. Better example, Mario and Toad free roaming that cloud world. There's several different levels you can walk towards, and one of them has a Wonder Seed sign, likely to tell you how many you need. How many green stars you had in 3D World determined which levels you can unlock that you had access to in that world. That's what I'm assuming seeds do. So not only would some progression in this game allow for more creative control for the player like in either Mario 64 or 3D World, this also does highlight more of an emphasis on exploration and finding those seeds. I think that's extremely cool. It gives the levels more of an identity, it allows the levels to be more designed around the seeds than the levels in previous games were for star coins, and it's far more engaging than just simply reaching the flagpole from the opposite end of the stage and moving on to the next. The level themes look fun too. It looks like there is a general structure like past Mario games still, grassy plains, mountains, beach and such, but not only are some levels not sticking to those world themes, the ones that are doing so are finally expanding on the themes they're sticking to. One of the levels in the Grassy Plains world has this autumn sunset themed level. One transitions from its normal look to a dry mountain looking level the further along you go to signify you're close to the next world or level. The second level in the Grassy Plains world is a forest instead, and not a side optional level like in past 2D games as far as we know, nor an underground level, because every second level in every 2D Mario is basically an underground level. And the world map shows it goes from grassy plains to a forest level to a blue, flowery field with clouds around. This one underground level has these metal boxes everywhere. One of the forest levels is, again, the silhouette-style Donkey Kong level that looks fun and extends Mario's proportions and looks funny. You got mountainous sand levels, pipe forests, background and foreground levels, mushroom-ridden stages with pumpkins, this snowy forest with gears. Like, if I'm gonna go through a world where there are levels sharing the same core theme, I want those levels to expand on that theme. There's so much you can expand on from a grass level. Odyssey did this with dinosaurs, Donkey Kong does this consistently, practically every game, and it's fantastic with it doing so. It's time Mario did it, and they might not even be doing that in some way, going off the forest and the first world and the pink cloud world. Level difficulty being labeled by stars is also cool, but the level themes and ideas on display are also really colorful and creative, and I'm looking forward to see if they push that bar any farther. Some levels might even have missions too. A couple are timed based with some Wonder Flower powers, characters using a Mario-like hat to glide is cute. Curious to the one light up go dark level where one of the seeds glow. They travel from one world to another via propeller flowers. Bowser Castle's design looks cool. And yeah, that's most, if not all, I could think of and analyze as far as Super Mario Bros. Wonder. The game looks incredible, the art style is very polished, the characters look adorable and charming, the level design looks fun, the Wonder Flower especially looks really fun. The level themes and ideas look creative and splendid, the power-ups look wacky and fun too. Peach, Yoshi, and Daisy being playable are fantastic. This is the shake-up 2D Mario needed in quite a while. Also, this game is gonna sell. It's gonna sell! It's gonna sell so hard, dude. If DS and Wii broke records, this one's gonna break records. This better outsell New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe at the very least, but I fully believe this game is gonna sell, bro. 2D Mario always sells like hotcakes. There's no way this game is not gonna sell. Let me know your thoughts about that or this game in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, and that's not the only Mario coverage I'll be doing, but until then, stay super.
哟，嘿，妹妹，嘿，我来啦！ Gracias.